Okay, what was your reaction to what you heard today in court?
I think I could do with everything except for that daughter. I mean, like, I think Ms. Bologna was very quote unquote diplomatic about the situation. She's a strong lady. But the one I was having, like, ooh, like, it's just, like, everything, like, my crash, like, my heart, like, couldn't take it. It was just, like, to hear the daughter, just, like, what the daughter said, it was, like, the hardest thing I have to deal with in the whole case. Her, she didn't say much, but they just the thought of it, like the little quote she says, she talk about my daughter, and then the whole, like, like, I don't know, like, it's hard for me to even think about it. It's just like that's the hardest one.
Yeah, because at one point you put your head down on the desk.
Just tears start dripping. Like, I'm not emotional, but sometimes it's hard to control my emotions. So I just, like, tears start dripping outside. My heart is not to cry, but it's just it happened.
And when Mrs. Bologna spoke, she said, I mean, what went through your mind about some of the things she said?
When well that like
Well, she said, for instance, that you never. She was angry because she said you never addressed her by name.
oh, I was shocked. I think I'm bad for names, and sometimes I say that lady. I didn't notice I said it until she said something, because I don't think nobody ever brought it to my attention. But I don't mean her as her as an object. She's a human being, and I mean, I call her Miss Bologna, and many times I used to have noticed that sometimes when I refer to her, I say that lady, which is like I really feel bad now because, like, it brought it to my attention, but, like, I don't think that she noticed the way I express myself, and I don't think she noticed that I'm in a segregation housing unit or solitary confinement. I don't get to speak to that many people, so, like, my social. The way I speak is pretty much deprived, right? So when I do get to talk to people, sometimes it might sound like I'm kind of off, right? But it's just because I'm not used to talking to people. Like the people next to me, kind of like cuckoo crazy, you know what I mean? So, like, I do get to talk to people. It's hard, like, to say that me and you are having a normal conversation right now. So it's hard to being, like, 23 hours, like 24 hours a day for months and years in that place. And then when I have a normal conversation with a normal person, it's like a different world. So sometimes it's kind of hard to adapt. So I think this just a misunderstanding.
Now, do you feel very frustrated? Did you want to say something today?
I did, but the judge said that he said, well, California, what he said, in California, the defendants don't have the right to speak at their sentencing. But then he went on and said he will think about it, whatever that means. But it's kind of frustrating. Why he's so afraid to let me speak? Like,
But you're planning on saying something.
yeah, I am, but I don't think he's gonna let me.
Well, what would you like to say?
A lot of things. Primarily, what I want to say, what I thought I was saying today, like, to the Bologna family. I have a lot of things I want to say, but I just feel like I decided. How, like, to the Bologna family, I accept their comments and their frustration and their anger. I mean, it's only understandable for somebody in that situation. Like, who wouldn't be mad? Who wouldn't be upset? Like, I understand all of that, but I think their comments and their expression will be justified. If I did this crime, it will be justified. But, like, sitting there and knowing that I didn't do it is kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like awkward position. But what I would tell them, like, I send my more sincere condolence, to the family, to the daughter, to the daughter. I admire her. I think she have a great heart, and then she say hate is not in my vocabulary. And I think for somebody so young with the wise mind that she have, it's just shocking. You know what I mean? Because you would think somebody at that age with the teenager, which, that's the time of the rebellion, right? You would think that she will be more aggressive or more upset, right? But admire her, and I just want her to know that I didn't kill your family. I didn't do it. So hopefully one day, like, she will realize that.
But you said, when we were talking the other day, you said that you want to help find the Mr. Ray's the real person. You said.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. That I know that Bologna. First of all, I send my condolences to them. There's no words I can explain. How I feel. Like, I'm sorry that this have happened to your family. But I know you feel that justice has been served, but reality is it have not. I will never stop trying to help them, trying to find the person who did it. I'm always have tried since day one. Although they didn't believe me, although they know where he was at, I have never stopped trying to help them, find the right person. So, and even though I'm in that bad position, I'm going into jail for the rest of my life. I don't know how long I really, how long is it gonna take, but as long as it takes, I'm never gonna stop fighting. I'm always gonna try to figure a way to, find the other person or trying to seek justice, because as up to right now, justice have not been served. How can justice be served when the guy that killed these people is still up there?
How can you do that from where you are? How can you help find?